Conversations with Nicole. Conversations with Nicole. Let's talk about it. Tell me all about it. I'm here. I wanna know what's on your mind. Ooh, the world needs to hear from you, and I'm so glad to have a conversation to reach the nation. And it's all about you. We'll help each other to discover innovative ways to positively change the world. Let's talk about. Let's talk about. Yeah. Let's talk about conversations with Nicole.
Greetings. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Conversations with Nicole. I am Nicole Everett, your host, and Conversations with Nicole is a talk show based in Tallahassee, Florida, focused on connecting the community through conversations. And today is what I call Wellness Wednesday. Wellness Wednesday is an opportunity for you, me, and my guests to talk about whatever it is we want to talk about. And today, we are talking about foster care. Today, or May, is Foster Care Awareness Month, which I just became aware of this. But my very special guest is no stranger to Conversations with Nicole, Mr. Michael Williams. He was actually on season 4. And we talked about foster care then, but he has gone from foster care to Forbes, and that is the title of our show tonight. And we're going to talk about his journey from foster care to Forbes and the great and wonderful things that he is doing in the space of foster care and transforming the lives of those who have aged out of foster care. So I am super excited and delighted to have him here with me tonight. He's got a big event coming up here in Tallahassee, as well as he has several events that he does across the state, but we'll hear more about that in just a little bit. But before I bring him on, I want to hear from you. Where are you tuning in from? If you will, in the comments, put your city and your state and let us know so we can give you a shout out. This is an interactive live, and we fully expect to hear from you. Your comments, your questions are welcome. As this is a safe space for us to communicate and interact with one another. So I see my cousin Denise, who is always here, Johnny on the spot. I love you, Denise. Thank you so much. She is in Texas, tuning in and being supportive as she always is. I appreciate you so much. Well, others are going to be joining us shortly, so we will give them a shout out later, but I'm not going to delay this because I want us to get into this conversation. So I'm going to go ahead and read Mike's bio. Mike Williams lived in more than 40 plus homes while in the foster care system and experienced homelessness within 2 years of aging out. Rather than becoming a statistic, he chose to use his story to give hope and inspiration to others and to advocate and create solutions for those raised in the system like he was. Mike has helped shape Florida laws and has assisted with the design, development of several statewide programs such as My Jump Vault, which we talked about when he was on the show last time, which is a software program that provides instant access to health and personal records to youth, foster parents, and social workers. And the website for that is myjumpvault.org. And in 2015, he launched My Jump Start, a youth development organization that provides experiential learning services to promote confidence, strategy, and resilience in young adults as they transition into independence. My Jump Start is now known for its statewide, and that's the state of Florida, youth conferences. My Jump Start to Independence is what it's called. And so in 2020, Mike launched Dreams and Success Homes, Inc., also known as DASH, DASH, a social impact organization that builds smart dreams homes for young adults aging out or having aged out of foster care. These therapeutic empowerment coaching homes allow them to build their dreams, establish independence, and create financial freedom. As the president and CEO of Dash, he and his team have been able to establish a statewide housing network that houses 43 young adults. Yes, I said it, 43 young adults in 18 properties throughout 6 counties in Florida, which is fantastic. Dash plans to launch 71 more homes to serve a total of 450 young adults annually. Mike has also been named in Forbes Next 1000 for being a bold and inspiring entrepreneur on his way to great success, as well as 40 Under 40 Black Leaders of Today and Tomorrow by Legacy Magazine, based in Miami, Florida. He is defining what it means to chase your dreams and be a success story today, especially as an alumnus who aged out of foster care. So, you all help me welcome Mr. Mike Williams. Yay!
What's up, Nicole? How's it going?
Oh, well, how about you?
Fabulous. Excited to be here. Excited to share the story. It's been a
Indeed.
long time coming since the last time we were on.
Indeed. I was thinking back to when that was, and I think it was 2017, if I'm not
Yep.
mistaken. So that's
It was right before I left Tallahassee.
So that's been almost 6 years. That's incredible time. And look, you've been busy since you left, right?
Yes, busy.
Indeed, indeed. Well, we got a few folks that I want to shout out that have joined us. So we have Miss Lynette Broxton, who is right here in Midway. Thank you for being here. My mom and dad are down in Miami tuning in. Yes,
Miami.
indeed, indeed. And so Lynette said, wow, big impact. Denise is welcoming you. We also have
Ladies.
Miss Pumpkin here out of Tallahassee. Thank you for being here. And T. Scott,
Hey,
awesome
T
brother right
Scott.
there.
That's
Yes,
my boy right there.
indeed.
That's
He's
cool.
over in Texas. Yes. And Benicia is with us as well. She's here in Tallahassee. She's a counselor. Thank you for being here. So, y'all, listen, y'all need to tag a friend and let them know they need to be on here. Because listen, I'm getting the breaking story because the other news channels are going to show this or are going to have Mike feature. Y'all getting exclusive next week or the week
Yes.
after, but we getting it early. Okay, early. So y'all gonna get the scoop. So let them know they need to be on here. Okay. So Mike, I
Yes.
know I read your bio, but I want you to tell us in your own words, who is Mike? Not what you do, but who are you?
Well, Mike is definitely, what the ending of the bio said, bold and inspiring. My nickname that people often call me is Mr. Optimistic because I believe anything is possible, no matter what situation occurs in our life or in my life. I've always wanted to overcome it. Anything that happens, I usually set a goal to overcome it or get through it. So I'm that type of person. If you come around me, I'm known to definitely want to ask a lot of questions, have a conversation, learn more about your dream. And then once I know about your dream, I want to hold you accountable to it. So then I'm always asking people about what they're doing, what steps have they taken to really follow their passion and what they believe to be here on earth for. So I'm that
Nice.
type of person.
Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Bold. Yes. And
Yeah.
optimistic. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. We got Miss Tracy Golay with us here in Tally. Thank you for being here. Tracy was at our mental health event last night. Appreciate you coming out and supporting. And Mr. Ozzy Daniel, a clinician in Virginia Beach, Virginia, a regular to Conversations with Nicole. Appreciate you. And we got Miss Quay with us tonight. Thank you for being here, Miss Quay. Appreciate you and all you're doing in the Tallahassee area to support young people. So let's dive in. I mean, again, May is Foster Care Awareness Month. And I was looking, we was talking about this a little bit before we jumped on, but the childwelfare.gov site talks about there being over 391,000 children or youth in foster care. And that mental and behavioral health is one of the biggest issues with that particular population.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely challenging. The statistics is crazy.
Yeah, it is. It is. So talk to us about, My Jump Start and how you kind of got involved with that. And then let's move on to Dash and, what's going on with that. So,
As well, as May is National Foster Care Awareness Month, it's also, National Mental Health Month.
mm,
So, there's a big term that's everybody's aware of called trauma response.
mm-hmm,
Typically when something happens to somebody, they respond in a certain way. And so my Jumpstart, Dash, and all these businesses that and brands that I've been a part of are really just my trauma response. And so their business responses become an entrepreneur. So my Jumpstart was out of my experience of being homeless. I felt like it was a sad moment to live, and it was unfortunate, but it was all my fault because I had everything there. I had all the resources, but I was like, dang, I wasted them, and I couldn't get back time, couldn't get back the resources, and I only had a little bit of time to get the resources that was there. And so I wanted to give back an experience that allowed young people to mess up and to see their failure before they actually had to use the resources, so that when they use the resources, they can have a jump start into success and really be more resilient with what they're navigating, depending on what their experience is. And so that's how my jump start came about. And my jump start went on for a few years, and then I ended up in a situation where I had to put it on pause.
okay. All right. And so, but you've been able to get it going again?
Yep. So recently, my jumpstart never let the company go. Just
Mm,
paused what we were doing. Relaunched back in 2020,
okay.
right when COVID happened in the child welfare industry, and immediately went back in all of the counties that we were in. So that's how we became statewide on the youth conference side. And that's really educational trainings that we come into communities and provide these conferences that teach young people about social skills, health literacy, and financial literacy. And so that's back statewide and doing its thing.
So what's been the impact with that programming on the lives of the youth that you interact with?
On the My Jumpstart side, it's a 1 day conference, and it's had a phenomenal impact with giving young people exactly that experience I talked about. A lot of them are more aware and more in tune when they go back to their schools and
Mhm.
get in tune with education, or that they're definitely more intentional about setting goals and being intentional about what the path is that they're headed on, and not just living high school just to live it.
Mm,
And the feedback that we get from seniors is that they're just so much more excited to go back and value the people that are in their life who's been trying to help them and that they just didn't understand. And that's
okay.
the thing. A lot of us want to say we want help, but then we don't want to take it. And then when we mess up, we want to go out and get it, and we want it quick.
Mhm.
So this just kind of helps relationships grow in aspects of financial decisions that they're making or educational decisions that they're making for their future.
Indeed. So, how important would or how useful would something like this have been for you when you were in foster care?
Oh, it would have been big deal because, like I said, I went homeless by the time I was 21. So when I came back into the service array and was able to get services, I only had them for 2 years. And
Mm,
so I was like, dang, it's just tough how much I sacrificed. And so I wouldn't have sacrificed all of that if I knew. And I would strategize my life differently because we only had 5 years for the resources. So I would have used them differently if I knew that.
So, is that a state time frame, the 5 years, or a national?
So here in Florida, about 5 years. Nationally, it's different every year. Nationally, it's consistent about 18 to 21.
Okay.
So they have support, and what support looks like is, housing support, food support, health insurance, and educational support. So we
Mm,
go to college for free.
nice. Nice, nice, nice. Is that something that you were aware of prior to aging out?
Yeah, I was aware of it,
Okay.
but like I said, I didn't trust anybody in the system, and I kind of just wanted to do my thing. So I jumped out and kind of went by myself.
Hmm.
Um, and that's what's happening, and that's why the percentages and statistics are so crazy because
Mm,
that's what necessarily happens. A lot of them just jump out and want to live their life, and they
mm,
get out there and like, oh, it's tough, and so they end up coming back.
yeah.
Well, when they come back, they want it fast, and
Mhm.
that fast support is not there that they need to
Right.
get back responsive.
So let me ask you, because again, I read in your bio that you lived in more than 40 plus homes while in the foster care system. For
Yeah.
I just wanted to repeat that for the viewers. 40 plus homes from age what to what?
So I was about 14. That was within like 6 months to a year. My first 6 months to a year of being in the system. So that was
Wow,
about like 12 to 13, 14.
that's a lot of moving.
Because at first I was coming in and out, and then when I got in the system fully, it was about that many homes. But it's because the way the system is built.
Mhm,
Um, Now as an adult, not I don't blame any of the foster parents. It's just that a lot of them weren't for me and for what I wanted in my life, and so
mm,
being forced to go in a home and create a new identity based on somebody else's parental perspective of the world is
yeah.
hard to connect with. That's the main reason why I wanted to start housing.
Mhm. Okay. All right. So we're going to get to the housing piece, but I do want you to just mention about My Jump Vault and what that essentially does. I mean, I've read it, but I don't know if people really get it. So just kind of give us a little more detail as it relates to that.
So my jump vault is a software system that was again an experience out of my life, but I joined a team that did it. My brother Thomas Fair, as you remember, he was the initial person on that team.
Mhm.
And it's a system that allows young adults to have access to their documents when they transition into adulthood. So, of course, when you get an adult, you have to go get a job or choose to go to school. You need identification documents, all your history. And so, with young adults transitioning around the state, that used to be a challenge, and it used to be a few days that it would take to get the documents. Because if I moved from Miami to Tallahassee, you got to mail me my documents, and so that wasn't sufficient, especially not or efficient, but not when they're going to college, because classes can come up and they'll drop them if you don't have your documents in. So that was occurring in a lot of our lives, and a lot of us advocated to create this program, and so that's what that is: a software that helps them get access to their documents.
Y'all, when I heard about this I felt like this was like a game changer because just, people that have support or what have you have a difficult time keeping up with documents, medical records, birth certificates, social security cards, that sort of thing. And so to have all of that in a software that can travel with the youth, wherever they go, is amazing. Yes, and Benicia said it herself. She said, "That's amazing." So, I know I was not aware of it prior to, Mike being on the show some 6 years ago, and so I just think that's a phenomenal thing, and that, it's amazing the things that we create out of necessity, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so passionate about people's dreams, because most of the time when we're at our lowest, we're dreaming about the craziest stuff, but we just never take that next step to go get it.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. So let's transition on to, uh Dash and the Smart Dreams homes that you have started developing. So tell me how Dash got started.
So during that transition period when my jumpstart was put on pause, I went to Pinellas County and was working with an organization called Cell Future to
Mhm.
start a crisis center for teens in the system, because they were going also in a lot of homes. A lot of them average 40, 50 homes now in today's system. So it's still the same thing. But they were going night to night. So they needed somewhere to go during the day, because every night they have to pack their bag and go back to the office. And so rather than sit in the office, they needed a program. And so we created this drop-in center called the Life Skills Center. And while I was there, I was reminded, as the ones that were turning 18 and aging out, they had nowhere to go. A lot of them wanted to come back and stay at the center, stay at our houses, all these different situations. So I was like, oh, that's crazy, because they have the funding. Why nobody still wants to give them housing? But obviously, it's the stigma of the system and teenagers and not trusting them with their properties, things like that. And so I rented a house and I moved in and I started the first home. But as I was living there and I rented the home, I'm like, hold on, now I'm paying rent to somebody else when I could buy a home and start a network of these, and then utilize that capital that's coming in, or revenue coming in from these homes, to hire people to support them. instead of kind of, just trying to get rich, but using this revenue to support people. And so I put together a business plan. Well, I already had a business plan together because I've been tracking my life for the last 10 years on what made me successful. And so I went to a friend down in Miami because I figured that's where a lot of, money was, obviously. But he knew a lot of people, and he said he had somebody for me to talk to. And so I went down to Miami and launched it, and that's how and pitched it, and that's how Dash came about. Is I ended up getting an investor who want to get involved into real estate, and we use our real estate properties now for housing young people in foster care.
Wow. So these are, again, youths that are currently in foster care.
So they're in like the bridge extent. It's called extension of foster care, or
Okay.
they're just starting to go to college. So they're 18 to 23,
18 to
and
23.
yep. And so we started down in Miami, and now we have 5 properties down in Miami, and we've expanded all the way up to Tallahassee.
All right. And so what are some of the things that you offer in the house outside of just a place to live?
Yeah, so the idea was rather than just individuals being in this property, it was all about the property being its own vessel. And its own vessel, that's why we call them smart dreams home, were
Okay.
basically culture homes that had culture that empowered self-confidence, self-sufficiency, and financial freedom. So
Mm.
every young adult that comes in goes through personal and professional development that leads them down them 3 paths. And so what our model is based around is dreams. And the biggest principles, or the 6 principles in dreams, is what it stands for. The D is driver, R is relationships, E is education, A is accountability, M is motivation, and S is spirituality. But the biggest factors that we really start off with in self confidence is being the driver of your life and having relationships. And so when they come in, being the driver is all about having VVSs. VVSs make people look good, but we talk about vision, values, and SMART goals. And so we help them set up a plan that includes that. And then you can't succeed without relationships. So then we teach them how to create a safe team that makes them feel confident to navigate decisions throughout their life.
You are flying through all of this. Wait a minute, slow it down. Michael Cork said that's awesome. That's an awesome program. Remembering the forgotten. Indeed, agree. All
Recorded,
right. Huh?
right? I said it's recorded.
Yes, it is. So dreams is drivers, relationships. What's the E again?
Education,
Okay. What's the A?
account- accountability,
Okay.
motivation,
Okay.
and spirituality.
Okay. Wow. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right, y'all. This is an open dialogue, so feel free to ask questions as well. All right. So you've said a lot. Look, I'm processing all of this, letting it sink in, but my wheels are turning as well. All right. So you are building resilience in these homes, right?
Yes. So the
Mm-hmm.
goal is to transform Dash. If you look up Dash, it means to break through something, to move quick. And so the whole idea is, and mission is to get young people to dash through their trauma and challenges and break through them to
Nice.
accomplish self sufficiency.
Nice, nice, nice. So tell me a little bit more about just kind of how things work. So do they have classes that they attend? Are there certain number of classes that they have to attend to get some type of certification, or how does that work?
But there's outcomes for each level that we focus on and that they have to meet, but everything is focused on productivity. So because this population is codependent most of the time, or people that come from poverty that we focus on are codependent on government, we're teaching them to be self-sufficient on their own skills and on their own productivity. So in phase one, they start off with 30 hour or 20 hours, or no, 30 hours of productivity schedules, and that's made up of 20 hours of work or school, 5 hours personal development, and 5 hours community service. And then in phase two is 35 and 5, and phase three is 45 and 5. So we're taking people who typically don't have productive schedules broken down in their life that include growing externally, in work or school, and internally, personally. So we're putting these type of habits in people and mindsets and transition them into productive schedules that they can live on their own.
Nice, 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 nice. And so, with this, is there a time limit on how long they can stay in the home? I mean, is it up
There's
until the age of 23 or?
there's no time limit, but the goal of the program is over 5 to 10 years. Is that we'll be moving them through the phases, which phase 3 in financial freedom is home ownership. So
Okay,
that we're teaching them how to save and build the right financial habits and home management habits to buy a home and manage it well.
nice, 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 nice. So not only are you giving them the support in order to, I guess earn a career or the education to build a career or a vocation, but then also after they make the money, to be able to take care of themselves by
Yep.
initially renting, but all of the things that you have to do with adulting, right? And
Right.
then eventually home ownership, which I think is awesome.
And so I know it's a lot that I said and that we do. And so how we do it is I created another software program.
Oh, okay.
And so that software program basically tracks all of their activity. And when they come in, it allows them to set goals. And then each home, we can see the productivity and how they're progressing. So it's
Mm,
all self empowered, it's self driven. And their coaches come in and can check it off and verify when they're growing and they're doing different classes and workshops.
okay. Now, is it kind of self-paced or no?
Yep, it's self paced. That's why there's no time limit on the program. And
Gotcha.
the software is tracking their productivity and they just have outcomes to focus on.
Okay, good deal. Now, are there any other skills that maybe I'm missing that you teach or try to instill in them outside of the education and
So
the
each
Mhm.
category is a lot of skills.
Okay.
So education is about social emotional learning,
Okay.
financial health, and physical health.
Okay.
So then that's about going to the doctors, managing your money, and knowing how to be strong emotionally, making decisions.
Mhm.
And then accountability is all about assessments. So how to do personal reflection and the type of assessments you can use to know where your strengths and weaknesses are at.
Okay.
And then organization, we teach them how to organize their schedules and how to set weekly routines that keep them organized. And
Wow.
then, and then motivation is a series of classes as well that's around defining your why, knowing what it means, building out daily affirmations.
Nice.
And then spirituality is about higher purpose. All of this is for something, and you have to believe in something. And so we let them go down that path and teach them about that. So every area is a topic that goes into deeper training, and
Mhm.
then that's what builds the confidence to then move into self sufficiency. And self sufficiency is a year, 2 years of life skills, like more than 300 different challenges.
Wow. This is very thought out and intentional. This is amazing.
Thank you.
So Terrence says this is such a pivotal age outside of the classes. Is there any mentorship that helps with the personal challenges of adulthood?
Yep. So the relationships we can call a safe team, and every young adult who moves into the home has to have 5 people in their safe team, and that's the people that are included in their classes, their updates, their progress, and that's a mentor, a coach, a therapist, um, a spiritual guidance person, and then a family member or their best friend. And so we bring these 5 people together and surround them in their life and guide them down intentional paths that help the young person. Because often what this population does as well is they try to manipulate people.
Mm,
And not out of bad doing, it's just naturally they're trying to survive. But when comes fiscal responsibility comes accountability. And so we make sure everybody in their sector is educated on where they're at in life. So everybody doesn't overlap and mentor or coach them or provide a resource over the same thing. Because what's common now is a lot of young people are getting high and then they're getting a lot of resources from these organizations and using up on food and things like that when people out here really need it. And so we just teach people about responsible decisions and hold them accountable. So yeah, mentorship comes in all areas depending on what path they're going down.
wow. All right. So you said 5 people.
Yep.
Okay.
Mentor,
Mm-hmm.
a coach,
Mm-hmm.
a therapist,
Okay.
a spiritual leader,
Okay.
and a family member or best friend.
Okay.
Whoever your support person is that's going
Uh,
to ride or die for you.
Okay. Ride or die. Love it.
And so
Love.
we break them down in what each of them relationships mean, because they have to know as well. The ride or die person isn't the person you go to be successful. That's the
Mm,
person you go just to accept you for who you are. And then
yeah.
accountability is about, telling you things sometimes you don't want to hear. That's going to trigger you, maybe make you upset, but you got to respect it. And
I
then
love this. Listen, Terrence said, "Wow, is it too late for me to sign up?" Yes, T. Scott, it's too late.
see, Scott, well, I need you as a coach because I know you got some wisdom.
Indeed. No, I'm thinking the same thing. Like I could think of a number of people that could benefit from this that were not in foster care. So
Yes,
this
that's why
is
I'm so excited to do all these interviews, because we've been private the last 2 years. The goal was to be private and create a private network where we didn't have to fight for grants and do all these things, and then we can come out in the public and just give the education away. And so that's what we're ready to do now. We're just ready to train everybody and give the education away to help people.
nice. Nice, nice, nice. All right. So Benicia wants to know, what are the requirements for admission into the program, and is there a wait list?
So for housing, there is a wait list, but we're launching new homes a lot, quite a bit. So just stay tuned on the website that she'll share. For the coaching side of the program, that's really just being connected to a mentor organization. So what we do is we come into a local county and we partner with mentoring organizations that are already there and provide them the software and the education, and then help them put some accountability and outcome measurements to their programs. And so we have quite a few in different counties. So that's open. Just go to the website, fill out the information, and then we'll contact you.
Nice. So mention what counties you're currently located in.
So Miami-Dade County,
Mm-hmm.
Broward County, Duval County, Lake County, Leon County, and then soon Osceola and Panama City, whatever county that is. I
Yes,
forgot.
Escambia, I think.
I think it's Escambia, it's Pensacola.
Oh, yeah, you're
It's
right.
Bay County. Yeah.
Bay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Wow. Whew. This is something. All right. So I'm gonna pause right here and do my station ID. For those of you who may be just joining us, I am on with Mr. Mike Williams, the CEO and founder of Dash, which stands for Dreams and Success Homes. He also founded My Jump Start, My Jump Vault, which we talked about. So if you're just joining us, you'll have to catch the replay on that. But he has gone from foster care to Forbes, literally. And so we're going to spend a few moments talking about that. So how did you get on the Forbes list? I was telling Mike that I didn't know. I mean, I knew the Forbes list was a thing, but I didn't know that it was really like a thing until we were having this conversation, and I did a little research, and I was like, "Oh, okay." So tell us how you got on the Forbes list.
Just through nomination, applying for different things, and then I ended up applying for that as well. And then it goes through like this whole board of different celebrity artists and people around the United States. It says like 50 to 100 different people, and
Mhm.
they judge it. And based on the story and the submission, everybody votes, and then they select the top 1,000 people across America, which is like I think 50 to 75 in each state. It was.
Gotcha.
And so that's how it ended up happening.
Wow. And that was when that you were on the list?
2021. So it's for like 2021, 2022.
Okay. Cool. And so have there been some opportunities that you've been afforded as a result of being on the list?
Yeah, I've met a lot of great, phenomenal, inspiring entrepreneurs and leaders that we collaborate with,
Okay.
from individuals with their own shoe companies that we did a fundraiser with, to other real estate individuals that we're collaborating on properties and development on, because we're expanding in other states as well. So
Nice.
it's been great. A lot of exposure for networking and expanding the brand.
Hmm.
Foster
Interesting.
care is becoming such a big topic now across America due to mental health.
I bet.
And so with our model that focuses on high risk teenagers,
Mm-hmm.
we've been sharing it a lot and connecting with people.
Nice. Now, have you seen anything like what you have created? anywhere?
No, a lot of people have housing programs,
Hmm.
mentoring programs, but the overlay and how we communicate everything match with the software. No, because everything's so intentional, and I think often that's what a lot of businesses struggle with, anyways, is strategic planning to be intentional, and
Hmm.
so just having that gives us an advantage, especially with the software, because we can see how many homes we have and how productive they're being based
Hmm.
on their lifestyle behaviors.
Gotcha. Now, the 5 people, mentor, coach, therapist, spiritual person, family, friend, do they say if they were my people, my team, do they communicate with one another?
So yeah, it's called the SAFE team.
Team, yes.
Yeah, so SAFE is just another acronym: support, accountability, faith, and entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the areas break down into.
Got
But so yeah, so they get updates and everybody gets access to that software. So
okay.
that everybody can see their success and their growth. Everybody just plays a different part in
Mm-hmm.
what their expertise is and what their purpose is. And then the coach is the spearhead of it all. So they coordinate with everybody and make sure that they communicate.
Gotcha.
And if a young adult runs into consistent challenge or consistent behavior issues, then everybody gets on a call together or meets together and supports them.
So, what is there training required for the Safe Team?
Yep. So the coach, not everybody else on the team,
But the
because
coach.
the idea is everybody else on the team has their expertise and their agency and their processes.
Mm-hmm.
We bring them to the table and say, hey, let us be the one that's turning their dreams into smart dreams, because we're going to be fully transparent so we can hold them accountable.
Okay.
Because often, the biggest thing that I believe with our community coming up in poverty is that we're so close knitted that we keep all of our weaknesses hidden, and
Mm,
we hold each other down in our homes and we hide it from the world. And really, the things that happen in the home is what make or break us. And so often, a lot of homes are really unhealthy in the foundation.
mm.
And so that transparency that we provide allows us to not lean on one another in unhealthy behaviors, because a lot of family will support each other's unhealthiness and we hold each other back. And so for us, it's all about being transparent with that team that keeps us safe, not the world, but that team.
Well, you said something right there. I'm a go ahead and ask Terrence question and maybe come on. That is very, very true and very yeah. So listen, whew, it's a lot of things that's going on in people's houses that are, a big part of the problem. So, but
And just make us dumb subconsciously.
yes, and the protection that goes on around the dysfunction and all of the things. So, Terrence said, "Does your program accept youth with a troubled past, like adopted kids with arrest records, etc.?"
Yes, that's who we focus on, and everybody else comes after.
Okay.
Yeah, all the ones with the trouble past is the ones we really like.
Now, do they have to be foster? Kids that are in foster care.
No, so housing, we focus on foster and homeless because they
Foster.
have the support there to cover their bed rates. But
Mm-hmm.
really, again, it's about productivity. So for the ones that come in without foster care or government support,
Mm-hmm.
we match them with like Career Source or an employment partner. And as long
Okay.
as they commit to that employment, then that will be sufficient.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What are some of the challenges that you face with or the program faces with trying to help this specific population?
Definitely external relationships, people who aren't aware of what the young adult is enrolled in.
Mhm,
Um, because we're so heightened right now in foster care, the stigma of the foster care system, because they think we're another government agency. But
mm,
after they're with us for a few weeks, they already know that we're very, very different
okay.
with how we operate.
So
And
trust,
then, yep.
yeah.
And then systematically in the community, it would just be really opportunity, and not just employment, like getting them a job,
Mhm,
but opportunity with employers who understand the behaviors and the low social emotional capacity of them that are willing to work with providers to keep them employed even through the mess ups that they have with customer service or things like that.
Gotcha.
Because we find a lot of success when our coaches are collaborating with the employer. So soon as we know a young adult chooses the employment path, the coaches call the supervisor and like, hey, just to let you know about this person, I'm this person in their life. And if you can, call me before you fire them and we can help you navigate and manage them and develop them.
So you just answered my next question was, do you all do something on the front end to kind of, try to brief the employer about?
Yep. So we're intentional with recruiting employers, and if they tell us they got a job from somewhere we don't know, then we say, hey, let us get that information so we can call and support you and advocate for you.
Nice.
Because you're going to run into a challenge, and so we're very transparent with a lot of direct conflict that families and people usually don't do. And for us, we don't call it we don't think of it as conflict. We just think of it as opportunity to overcome.
I like how you put that. Opportunity to overcome. Love it. All right. Any other challenges outside of external relationships?
No, because there's a lot of resources that's popping up from COVID and from
Okay.
everything that occurred, because now the government, the world sees there's a lot of issues going on inside the homes. And so there's a lot of resources popping up. It's just really communities keeping themselves being open to collaboration.
Indeed.
A lot of organizations get so defensive with these budgets that they forget that they're using all the same money from the same person, that they just got to know how to strategize it together. And so they got to be willing to be transparent, and then also be willing to give people opportunity after such amount of time. Because if you've been in the game 50 years, then you definitely not going to be it unless your leadership has advanced to the current age, because there's so much stuff that's happening that we have to be in tune with, that you just got to be willing to be flexible.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, tell me about a success.
So Dash has only been open for 2 years. So remember, 5 to 10 years is our goal. But our successes right now that we focused on first was retention. So getting young people, targeting high risk young people who typically be like, F you, I'm out, or I'm moving to the next home, I'm doing this. So that our retention now is at about 92%. So that was our first level, is getting high risk young adults in our property and not letting them destroy it and not getting them to be kicked out or wanting to move.
Okay.
And so now that we're to that phase, we have a few that's transitioning to phase 2, which means they've been able to move into their own space and be more independent without having all the oversight.
Gotcha.
So we have about 5 of them. And then our 2 biggest stories probably would be still in the program, but they have around $5,000-$6,000 saved. They're in full-time jobs. One's about to graduate trade school. And so that would be it. But no success story yet as far as what we want our model to be with home ownership, except myself. So over the last 5 years, I put myself through it. And then I was able to buy my first home moving back to Tallahassee.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That is awesome. Now, has anybody seen or heard this model and said, we want to replicate this?
Yeah, everybody that we've talked to and connected with, is just, that's why we're in so many counties now, because that occurred. So literally every time we talk to an agency, I say, put me in front of any agency and we'll make sure that they want to buy in. And then from there, it's about us being strategic to come in and find the capital. And so the first layer of capital for us is real estate, finding either property owners or property investors where we'll acquire the property. And then we'll come in with the overlay of the foundation, which provides all the program and do fundraising. But how we do our fundraising is through a unique, program, My Jumpstart, with getting financial partners and corporate partners to be involved. And then we utilize all of that funding to duplicate the program in the area.
Nice. Okay. Wow. Well, I am just blown away by all of this. And I'm so glad that you have taken a moment to give us a little bit of a deeper dive into what you're doing and, how it all works. And so I want to give space for you to talk about your event that's coming up.
My jumpstart.
Yes.
So definitely, everybody tuned in, or if you know somebody, share with somebody. My jumpstart to independence, and it's really just that. Think about you getting a jumpstart to your independence. This one-day experience provides a simulation opportunity to young people to choose their educational path, choose their career, and get a salary that matches that goal. And then when they get there, they get educated on financial literacy, health literacy, social skills, and goal setting. And then in the afternoon, imagine as a young person when, well, we're all still young. How about that? Imagine when you first jumped out at 18 and had your chance to be an adult, that you had a chance to go get a house, go get a car, go do everything you did and experience it before you actually had to do it. And that's what we do on this day. So it's coming back to Tallahassee. It was originally launched in 2017, was up and running for 2 years. We're almost sold out. We have quite a few registrants, but we need more volunteers to get involved as coaches. Come out and share your life experience and the decisions you made as a young adult with somebody and help them go through the real world experience. It's about 2 to 3 hours of your time. And also you get training on the full Smart Dreams model and how you can engage with your teenager better or serve better in your community when dealing with people with trauma.
And tell them where it's going to be.
And so it's going to be, the one here in Tallahassee is going to be at Family Worship and Praise Center on Branch Street. It's May 20th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. 8 to 9 is registration and breakfast. So come out and enjoy some food, and definitely a great time. It's one of the most inspiring days that professionals have told us that they've been to, really just because of the message we speak to about following your dreams and really setting goals, not just saying I have a dream, but really being intentional and having a smart dream. And so, yeah, it's just an exciting day to be a part of.
Indeed.
And it's free for everybody.
Free. And it's free. And so the time again is what time?
8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay.
You can go to dashfoundationinc.org and register. It's under events and trainings and get more information. That event is also being hosted in 6 other counties. So it's a lot of different areas that you can come out and support.
All right. And so, which is a good segue into how folks can connect with you, which is scrolling at the bottom of the screen.
Yes.
Yes. So dashfoundationinc.org is the website, right?
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Well, Miss Marie Rio is joining us. She said, just tuning in, but I know Mr. Williams is doing great things for many.
Thank you, Miss Marie.
Yes. So you said you need folks to come out and support. So, definitely y'all go to the website and get involved if you're here in Tallahassee for sure. And you have information about the other events that are taking place in the other cities across Florida, correct?
Yep, on the website as well.
All right. Good deal. So what do you need for Dash in terms of the smart homes? Do you have any needs that you currently have?
Yes, so definitely every home is very, very much community based. So we need individuals who are willing to come out for our Smart Dreams dinner.
Okay.
Our every young person every week they go through one-to-one coaching sessions and then they do a group dinner. So we need individuals who want to come out and cater dinner, sponsor dinner, and come out and actually eat dinner and share your story. For all of my people who know about Soul Food, the movie, imagine that type of experience. And we've ingrained that in our home and our culture so they can break their social anxieties. And then we also need mentors in different subjects, people's personal experience and skills and strengths to come out and engage with young people. And then as well as opportunities, any experiential learning opportunity from educational, from employment, from experiential that you have or know of, definitely let us know, share with us so we can provide them opportunities to be developed.
Love that. So they can find out more, or we can find out more about those needs on the website as well.
Yep.
Okay, so y'all heard that. Dinners, soul food, Sunday dinner, however you want to call it.
Yep.
If you can't cook, get it catered. Bring it on out there. And mentors and then opportunities for the young people, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Indeed. That's awesome. That's awesome. Again, I just can't say enough great things about this because this is life changing. You heard T. Scott, he wants to sign up and he's
I'm
oh
excited for us to really get into affordable housing. We're working on with a lot of government and partners to start offering the training to individuals who are just on regular vouchers, been
mm,
in government housing.
yeah,
Shifting the mindset is so important in today's time with the mental health
it is.
depreciation that's going on.
It is. One of the things that I tend to say about human beings is that we need exposure and support. Um, I just feel very strongly about that. Exposure from the standpoint of being able to look outside of the four walls that we are in, the house that we're in, the block that we're on, the neighborhood that we're in, right? So,
Yes.
going to the north side or the south side or the east side or the west side or traveling to the Capitol or to the mall or to the zoo or whatever, just
Yeah.
some exposure, the library, heck. And so once we get that exposure, then it's a matter of supporting me because maybe I've tapped into something that helps me recognize my purpose, my passion, right? And so help me get there, right? And so
Yes.
what you are describing, what you have created, definitely, I think fulfills all of that.
Yeah, because it's just like, we wanted to be different than HUD housing and government. Not to say HUD's bad because, it provides great opportunity, but it just keeps them in that cycle.
Mm,
It's about providing them exposure to housing and to opportunity, but then challenging them with support that, gives them different perspectives.
absolutely. And the support from, I think that SAFE team is just, that's it right there. I mean, the coach,
Makes a
the mentor,
difference.
the therapist, the spiritual person, and then the family or the friend. That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's been a big breaker for us because often young people, they get connected to mentors or coaches or whoever, and they don't understand that relationship. They be thinking everybody's their guardian or everybody's mommy and daddy in the essence of supporting and giving, but
Mhm.
it's not that.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
when mental trauma, you latch on to people quick and
Mm,
expect so much without communicating it.
yeah, for sure. Boy, there's something about those unspoken expectations.
Yes.
But that's a whole nother show. All right, Miss Marie, what's the age range for the young people to engage in this program and opportunity for a better self?
16 to 28.
Mhm.
Housing 16 to 28, and then the coaching is 16 to 23.
Okay. All right. Very good. And they can be under the age of 18? I mean, okay.
Yep. If they're under the age of 18, we'll get the referral and then we'll identify a mentoring partner or organization for
Okay.
them and then work with them through that.
Gotcha. 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 All right. So we have identified some needs. Again, you can go to the website and get more information about how you can help meet those needs. Again, for dinners, for mentors, for opportunities for the young people. And then the My Jumpstart event will be in Tallahassee on May 20th at Family Worship and Praise on Branch Avenue. And you can get more information about that. It's from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's on Saturday. It's free, but there are some, opportunities for mentorship and the like at that event. All right. Well, I want to give you an opportunity to give some closing remarks as we prepare to wrap up this conversation. So, have at it, Mr. Mike.
No closing remarks. Just our normal saying that we say at Dash to everybody: dream big, dream beyond, dream now. What that means is really, no matter what you think, there's never gonna be an opportunity where life is just all bliss. You'll have some blissful moments, but definitely life's gonna keep hitting you, keep challenging you. So you got to dream big through every moment and beyond the situations you're going in. And then there's no other better time than now to seize the moment. Get the right support. It's out there, and make it happen.
All right. Love it. Love it. Love it. Well, I hope you all have found this to be interesting, inspiring, and educational. If you have, please in the comments let us know by giving us a thumbs up or a heart or a hand clap or something, or some words. Let us know. I definitely have found it to be interesting, and I had already had a conversation with you, but learned so much more in this past hour. So thank you so much for sharing all of the great and wonderful things that you are doing and have done since the last time I saw you. I'm just blown away by it all, Mike. I really am.
Thank you, Nicole, for having me on the show again, and always willing to share the story of what's going on in the community. We're gonna
Absolutely.
have more conversations for sure.
For sure, for sure, for sure. And definitely want to assist as best we can with what you're doing because, again, it is phenomenal. And I'm so just proud of you and glad to say I know you.
Thank you so much. I'm excited for the collaboration we'll do in the future. We'll have a lot of stories to tell and some young people to come on the show for you.
Indeed. And I would love to have them on here to talk about their story and their experiences for
Yeah,
sure.
you'll love one of our dreamers, Isaiah. He'll be on the news series that we do.
Okay.
He's always excited to get on TV.
Nice, nice. Well, you all be listening out. Like I said, y'all got the exclusive right here on Conversations with Nicole Wellness Wednesday. But the other news stations here in town will be running some stories over the next week or two. And so you have gotten an introduction here, but there's much more to
Yes,
know and to learn about. So be on the lookout and support Mike and what he's doing, and follow him on social media and check out his website and see how you can get involved. All right. I gotta do my plug. So for Conversations with Nicole, any newbies out there that may not already subscribe to the Conversations with Nicole YouTube channel, I invite you to do so. Subscribing and supporting. We need all the support we can get. We're here on Mondays and Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern for about an hour talking about mental health and wellness, and particularly in Black and Brown communities. And then my regular show comes on Fridays at 7 a.m. and this week features Malik Gary, who is now Malik Reddy with the Dream Defenders. And so that'll be on at 7 a.m. But once the show airs, you can always catch the replay. So we invite you to check that out. All right. Well, this has been insightful and inspiring again, and look forward to hearing more and supporting you in whatever way we possibly can. So best wishes, and you definitely have to come back and visit sometime soon.
yes, definitely. Look forward to working with you and everybody that comes on from the show. Thank you all.
You're welcome. All right, good people. We will